Congratulations, you have made it to the 21st day of our 30-day creative and transformational guide. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. If you're here, that means everything that you have been working on up until this point should be showing you some level of results. Okay, so if you have been putting God first, working on that budget, creating affirmations that you can believe in, that you can feel, that you can really truly work towards, then you are steps ahead of so many people in this world, okay? If you've made it this far, 21 days is what they say you need to build a habit. So today was the day that everything kind of solidified for me. Okay, so I know that this guide works. I understand that this is exactly what any person looking to creatively transform with true intentions to become the person they want to be, you should see some level of results. You should see, oh my goodness. I just feel like maybe this is a great place for me to give a sort of a part of my testimony. I won't probably give it all until I complete my 30 days, but just for those listening and following along who need to hear this, today was the day that everything opened up for me. I'm talking about mental clarity, okay? Phone calls happening in ways that what I needed from the person on the other end was an automatic yes. Okay? Not to say that everybody I needed that I called, I needed something from, right? I reached out to people and I did ask for services or assistance in different areas, but it wasn't very intentional. Okay? I don't want anybody to feel that I am actively picking people out of my life to seek things from. That's not what this is, okay? I'll tell you one, okay? Probably the biggest one that got the ball rolling. Well, not the biggest one. And it really didn't. Maybe this is the second thing that happened to me today that was like truly confirmation. So today I was able to call Lowe's for my mom. My mom called me last week talking about she needed a new refrigerator. Now, I have authority or authorization on my dad's account. My dad has dementia, and he hasn't been able to do anything successfully without people like manipulating him, taking everything from him, leaving him with basically $0 every month. And so to put a stop to that, the best thing my parents could do was put me in charge. I'm not the oldest, but I am the most responsible. But I digress. So today was a day where she called and she was like, I really need that refrigerator expedited because I just, like the food's going bad. Now, I've been buying their groceries every month as well. And to some level, when I first started doing this, I was like, oh my goodness, I have to be responsible of taking care of this, on top of taking care of my life, on top of taking care of my kids' lives. Like, I was a tad bit overwhelmed. But I told myself that if my parents see this in me, then I need to make sure that at the very bare minimum, I'm just making sure that it gets done. And so I put the order in. The order was going to come in on the 27th, but my mom told me today, she was like, oh, I need it expedited because the food's going bad. I'm like, Mom, is the refrigerator out, like completely done? And she was like, yeah, the freezer, it gets cold, but I just need something new because the refrigerator just isn't holding anything. I'm like, come on, man. You should have led with that, right? But I'm learning how to communicate with my mom this year. I'm learning that she doesn't truly want to be a burden, I guess. But you also have to look at it like she's been a housewife all her life. So she's never had to truly lift any fingers. She's really a princess. That had a bunch of kids that now the kids are basically doing everything for her. And I love that for her. So I'm like, okay, let me call Lowe's. Let me see what I can do. I get on the phone. I call Lowe's. And a really nice lady named Joy picked up. Now, when I heard her name, I was like, oh my goodness, Joy, a person named Joy. Oh my goodness. Now, mind you, once again, this is the second best thing that has happened to me on this day. And so I'm like, I tell her what happened. And she's like, okay, well, let me see what's going on and see what we can do. And so she goes in and she's like, oh, I'm just checking this and I'm just checking it. And she keeps checking it with me. And I'm like, okay. And then she's like, I'm sorry it's taking so long. I'm like, you know what, Joy? I am in your grace at this point. I just need help. And I don't even know if this is possible. So do what you got to do. I'm very patient. I'm on your time. She laughs. We have a little conversation. And then she's like, okay, so this is what I have. Because it's not coming from a store, it's coming from the warehouse. They're waiting for it to be delivered to the store so that it can be delivered to your mom. And I got it set up to where they'll get all her refrigerator out and everything. And so she was like, we just got to get to the store so that it can be put in, all that good stuff. And so I'm like, great. And she's like, but we can't get it in any sooner than the 20th. And that's a week earlier. And I'm like, that's perfectly fine. So I asked her, I'm like, okay, so what's the fee? How do I need to move? Like, what needs to be done? And she's like, oh, there's no fee. We're just going to get it expedited for you. And I was like, thank you so much, Joy. Like, come on. Now, mind you, okay, I listened to, there's a trending topic right now on TikTok. It's by Rich Kid Music. And it's called Ball, right? But it sounds like ba, ba, ba. And the people, when they're doing this trend, the dance is like you're eating, right? And me and my sons, we have been doing that probably now for about 2 days prior, okay? So we've just been doing this bow. But I have been feeling the energy when I do it that kind of puts it into it puts me in a state of gratefulness. And I can't explain it, but you have to do the trend. You have to take it serious. But I felt a level of gratefulness, like being able to be in my position. And everything's not perfect. I don't want anybody to believe that. But being in my position and having that moment, it was such a wonderful moment with my sons that it made the day even greater today when we did it. We did it after my first win, okay? My first win, I was so happy because it's like the biggest thing on my checklist that needed to be checked off. And boom, checked off, right? So we go bow, and I'm feeding my boys. They feed me. I'm feeding the baby. The baby don't know what's going on. He just dancing and doing exactly what we're doing. So it's a good energy going on, right? And so I had this call with Joy. I hang up with her. I do the survey, give her all 10s across the board, right? And I get off the phone and I do it again. Bow, 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 right? And I don't know what happened. It's like, call my cousin to tell her, like, I need some help. She's like, I can help you. And she comes to pick me up. We go to the store. I get everything I need. And then her mom is like, what did you do for Mother's Day? And I was like, Mother's Day? Now, okay, let me be very clear. I do not pay attention to the Gregorian calendar. I don't care about holidays. I don't care to make certain days special. I want every day to be special. And I owe that to myself. I owe that to my boys. I just feel like waiting for one day to barbecue or have fun or smile is the most ridiculous thing once you've awaken yourself to your own rhythm. None of that matters, okay? And so my aunt's like, what did you do for Mother's Day? And I'm like, Mother's Day. Did I do anything on Mother's Day? I was like, well, if whatever I did, it's not rememberable. You know what I mean? And she was like, laughing with me. And we're just going through the store and we're just looking at little stuff. And she's like, I pick out a dress. I was like, this dress is so cute. I was like, look how cute this dress is. And it's pastel. It has like a skater skirt to it. It has the quarter sleeve, and it has like a little tie at the front, but it's like so cute, so girly. And my aunt was like, you like that dress? And I was like, yes, look at how cute it is. And she's like, I'm gonna buy you that dress. How much that dress is? I said, Auntie, I ain't coming here for no shopping. And she's like, no, I really want to get you this dress. You like it? I didn't get you anything for Mother's Day. Let me just buy you this dress. And I said, okay. She gets me this dress, y'all. This dress is so cute. I cannot wait to wear it. But then I'm like, okay, so where am I going to wear it to? And my cousin and my aunt was like, girl, you can wear it to church. And I'm like, you are absolutely right. I can't wear this to church. Now, I don't know why my brain was not like working, but I will say I have, in everything that I have noticed through my astrology chart, through my human design, I have a level of being naive. Now, me being naive it's almost like a protection thing, because I feel like with dealing with so many different personalities and people that really come into my circle, excuse me, that comes into my circle, I can feel when somebody is being a good person or a bad person. I don't have to go off, I don't like that person, and that person is so this, that person is so that. I can vibe with pretty much any person that's in my vicinity, because I feel like I am the greatest, the brightest light. You know what I mean? And it's not a boastful thing. It's just, you just have to understand who I am, okay? Now, being so naive, it gives me a level of protection on so many different levels of being able to push through what everybody else is struggling with. Like, I don't like that person because they're so mean. And then, if you were to hear that and you were to walk into that space with a person, you would truly want to, like, you could do yourself a disservice by feeding off what that other person told you, because you don't know what has happened between that person, right? So I always have a clean slate when I'm talking to people. I don't care, people who I have stopped talking to for decades. Whatever happened, right? But my life didn't stop when I stopped talking to you. My life is still going on. Whatever issue that you may be dealing with, I have dealt with, and I'm done, okay? So there's several different levels of being able to just take a person in for a fresh breath every time you're around them. It's a blessing, okay? But when I was younger, it was definitely a curse, because people were just using me and I couldn't recognize it because I just didn't know any better. But now I have discernment, okay? So I don't want to make this long. I just want to share how things transpire when you are doing the things that you're supposed to be doing and working on the things that you're supposed to be working on, and knowing what that looks like, right? Being able to recognize your astrology chart or have somebody else. Now, mind you, yes, I do want to sell some things here, but I don't want that to be my whole thing, right? Even if you don't come to me, be able to have a person on your side that you can reach out to that has your chart, right? It's like opening a credit card. You know you have that credit card in your wallet, and the moment you want to make that purchase and you know that it's there and you're going to be able to repay it, you swipe that card, right? Find somebody that can truly be a resource for you in the best way possible. I don't know if this is something that anybody else is offering, but I would love to help as many people as I possibly can on a strategic level, where I create a chart for you. I keep it in my own confidential file, right? I make a copy so if anything goes bad the first time, I'll always be able to hold on to that for you. And it's not to look at every day, but it is so that if you were to come to me and say, look, you've dealt with me before. You have my chart. You have my human design. This is where I want to go. I put you on a transformational journey that puts you where you're supposed to be. Now, I can't make magic. I don't make magic happen. But I can see a bigger picture when I deal with people, and getting you to see that for yourself is a lot of scripting, a lot of affirmations, a lot of, just writing down the thoughts that's coming to your mind so that you know what it looks like when it's available to you. That's my win for today. I'm not going to keep you any longer than this. I want anybody hearing this to feel confident in what's coming. And if it's not happening for you right now, do another 30 days. Give it until the complete 30 days. Now, mind you, we're only on day 21. We have 9 more days to go before we complete this. Keep on pushing through. Keep believing. Keep doing whatever you need to do to make sure your mind is connected with your soul and your body. That's all we're doing here. We're putting it all together so that when that door is open, you can step through with pride and purpose. So, glory be to God. I thank Jesus for all the things that's working in my life in the ways that I can't even discuss yet. But it's happening, guys. It's happening. It's happening for me. I know it can happen for you. I've seen it happen for other people. And I just want everybody to understand whatever you need is probably already in your possession. You just can't see it because so many distractions. Remove the distractions. Put the distractions on paper. And work your nervous system. Find ways to deal with your nervous system. And I don't know if I want to share this in this journey or not, but I have the perfect strategic way to get your nervous system in motion with whatever you're dealing with. Because if you're always anxious and you're always taking medication because you're anxious, I'm not telling you to get off your medication, but I want you to learn how to deal with whatever's going on internally that's causing you the anxiety. Maybe I'll drop another class on that. I don't think that this is the place for it. I think it goes hand in hand with this, but I'm only doing voice notes right now. This what I got to show you, it's going to be visual. So, may everything you need come into fruition, and everything that you think you need, I pray that you can drop it and move on to the next best thing for you. Outside of that, it's your girl, Stephanie, your projector bestie and your spiritual advisor. Thank you for listening. Be blessed.